Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is always a true honour to rise in the House of Commons and speak, especially on behalf of the residents of Peterborough, Kawartha, and of course, many of the Canadians across this country who rely on natural health products. I want to give a big shout out to my colleague from Red Deer Lacombe for bringing forward this bill. If we could have a round of applause, please, for my colleague. Yes. They're tired at this time of the day, Madam Speaker. It's hard to rally them up. But this is a big one. You know what? Maybe they need some vitamins. Maybe they need some vitamins. Maybe that's what they need to put a little pep in their step. And that's exactly what we're talking about today, Madam Speaker. We're talking about things that almost every Canadian uses. Maybe it's your toothpaste, maybe it's your deodorant, maybe it's your vitamins, melatonin, magnesium, protein bars, Chinese, herbal medicine. These are things that many Canadians rely on every single day of their life to help manage their health, to help them live a better, more fulfilled life. And sadly, it's under attack. These products are under attack. And I think every member in this House would tell you that probably, you know, I got elected in 2021. There's been 2 instances of extreme correspondence to my office. One was the invocation of the Emergencies Act. The second was this natural health products. Unbelievable correspondence that's come through my office about this, and people saying, why? Why would the Liberal NDP government want to attack natural health products? Why would they want to go after that and make it so that these businesses who offer these products, who offer these vitamins, who offer these supplements can no longer function? So let's break it down and talk about what this bill is, why Conservatives are very excited to support it, and to my colleague, as I mentioned, for putting it forward. So in a summary, the enactment amends the Food and Drugs Act to provide that natural health products are not therapeutic products within the meaning of that act, and therefore not subject to the same monitoring regime as other drugs. So for people at home, I always think about my sister who watches this. She'll go, Michelle, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Well, it means that, you know, your prescription drugs, or big pharma, or let's talk about opioids, which is a massive crisis in this country, they are subject and self-funded by Health Canada, regulated. Natural health products have very strict regulations as well, but this bill in particular would ensure that they are safe and able to continue to be sold in the stores that they are sold. What Health Canada has tried to do here is, again, it's kind of like Groundhog Day in this place because it's the same everywhere. Overreach. They want to go into the pockets of these little micro businesses, often operated by women, and say, no, you're going to have to pay us more money. We're going to decide what you do with your products, and we're going to ultimately bankrupt you and force these products out of Canada. So I'm going to do a little bit of some quick stats for you. So natural health products, businesses contribute $5.5 billion to the Canadian economy and $2.8 billion in taxable revenue. 82% of Canadians use NHPs, and I bet you that number is actually low. Over 80% of businesses in the sector are small or medium-sized. 70% of brands have indicated that they will need to withdraw products from this market. So you can start to see if this private member's bill wasn't introduced, this would be detrimental to the industry based on the Health Canada policy that was put forward. 50% of small businesses in the sector have a woman CEO. 1 in 5 businesses are contemplating shutting down due to the proposed changes. 1 in 5 businesses are considering exiting Canada, and according to StatsCan, women are much more likely to purchase natural health products to manage their health and wellness. And we all know we have a healthcare crisis in this country because, we have folks lining up to get to see a doctor. They don't have access to a doctor. And so for many people, accessing natural health products is a big thing. And I think every member in this House can stand up and tell a story where it's made a big difference in their life. I want to read to you some testimony, correspondence I've got, because I think it's critical in this place that we elevate the voices of the people who are outside of this House, the people who elected us to be here to elevate their voice. So these are some of the messages I've gotten about the Liberal NDP policy that would overreach and ultimately decimate the natural health product industry. Thankfully, with this bill, this will be able to protect them. So that's what we're really talking about today. But here's some of the correspondence. Recently, I saw your post regarding the Liberal government going after natural health products next. Truly, I was not shocked that they would go after NHPs, as many people refer to them as, because really there isn't much left for them to have their hands on. I use natural health products for a number of reasons. I do not support the tax of NHPs. Here's another one. Many people, including myself, use products such as iron, calcium, B vitamins, vitamin C, and I find it appalling that the government thinks that these products should be taken off of the shelves in Canada. They obviously only want big pharma products available to Canadians. And we know the mess that big pharma has created in this country. I always will take any opportunity I can to tell people at home to please watch Dope Sick. When you look at our opioid crisis and addiction crisis in this country, it really paints a picture of how government and big pharma destroyed the lives of so many people. Another message. The new proposed laws concerning NHPs is very damaging to the future of my business. We have been a business for 20 years and have approximately 7,200 clients in that period of time. During that time, we haven't had a single problem related to the safety and efficacy of the herbs that we use. We currently use 485 separate herbs. As you well know, the vast majority of these herbs are spices and edible plants that any consumer could grow in their own garden. How is it that Health Canada could stop the people's access to their own medicinal properties? Many of these clients wish to use this mode of health care, which keeps pressure off of local hospital rooms and the medical systems, which are already overloaded and backlogged. There are many small businesses in Ontario like mine, possibly hundreds of businesses, which contribute well over $100,000 a year in HST and source deductions. Our business has 5 people on payroll. I feel that if these new bills are enforced and it erodes our ability to buy both and sell herbs, it will force us out of business. Has anyone bothered to do a total cost, risk, reward analysis to see what the actual benefits are to the constituency, the economy, and health outcomes will be in the long haul? I hope that Health Canada will come to the realization that their current direction and implementation of these bills will be a sad day for Canadians. And very interesting point in there, because when you talk to the Canadian Health Food Association, there wasn't proper consultation ever. And, you know, we've seen this across the board in so many areas with this government. It's just overreach. And I guess I always come back to this question. I say, why? Why? Well, it's pretty simple, because what happens is, if they overspend, and by they I mean Liberal NDP government, if they overspend and recklessly spend, which we've seen, right? Let's just take the Arrive Scam app, which should have cost $80,000 and cost a minimum of $60 million, or a green slush fund that cost $1 billion. They have to make that money up, right? Because it's just basic math. The government doesn't have any money. It has taxpayers' money. So, okay, wait, we don't have enough money. Who are we going to go after? Let's go after the little guy. This is what they do over and over and over again. Small businesses are the heartbeat, 98% of this economy, and they are being trashed, destroyed, decimated under this Liberal NDP government. And these are the women-owned businesses. How much time do I have? 1 minute. So I want to just touch on this because Jules Gorham is the Director of Regulatory Affairs for Canadian Health Food Association, and she gave a very powerful testimony at one of the committees I sit on, Status of Women. And the big piece that really jumped out at me, and I think this is a really take-home message, because we have a government and a Prime Minister who is clearly a fake feminist. And they have a mandate, there is a Liberal mandate, of a gender-based analysis on things that they do. Guess where they didn't do a gender-based analysis? This is from her testimony. Unfortunately, it's a well-known fact that women have been historically neglected in research. There is a scarcity of data on women, and Health Canada's latest regulatory reform on natural health products is yet another example. Prior to publishing its proposal on cost recovery fees, Health Canada did not conduct any analysis on the impacts to Canadians, including a gender-based analysis. They left it to business owners to do the math and decide if they can afford to stay in business, despite having a mandate saying that they would. They don't put women first. They don't put Canadians first. They put their big government first. And I appreciate my